congrats on the win, Ken. How pleased were you, I guess, firstly with the result and the way you grinded it out, but also to get it done in Travis's big game?
Yeah, look, we're really pleased with the win. We're really pleased with the result. It's been a bit go on this week for us as a footy club and everyone in the competition, but we've had some bits this week, distractions that have caused us some not perfect preparation. And Trav's game is an absolute great milestone, and it's more than pleased that we were able to put that all together in this week and make sure that he came off a winner on his 300th game, which was an outstanding result for him as a player, but for us as a team equally as important for us for where we sit this year.
Bit of a grind out there at times. What did you make of it in terms of when they were starting to get on top? What do you think was letting you down when you weren't at your best?
I think we got probably over-aggressive at times. I think we were in a position where at one stage it felt like the game was going to get, going to be a really, really strong performance on the scoreboard for us. And I think we got, at times we got a little bit ahead of where the game probably should have stayed. And that was, keep the contest going and keep hunting the ball together and not get too far ahead of it. And to Collingwood's credit, around centre bounce and particularly around stoppage, both teams scored pretty freely from stoppage, which is not the ideal thing for us. And I'm sure it wasn't for them as well. But at the end of the day, we managed to win the game convincingly by the end.
And how pleased were you with Willem Drew's game today, particularly in that third quarter? Willem Drew did a lot of heavy lifting for you in that centre square.
Yeah, Drew's had a fantastic season when we consider how much footy he played prior to this season with the injuries that he dealt with. But he's had a really strong season, and you sort of half expect him to probably start to run out of steam. But he seems to be building into an even stronger position in the side and playing really well. I thought equally as important was the role of Ollie when he got to Adams, and Adams had 21 I think at half time, and Ollie was not probably finding the ball as much as he normally would, so that allowed Drewy to go to work a little bit more with a bit of freedom, because we typically used Willem a little bit to control that at dangerous mid, but his performance tonight was strong when he had his chance.
And what did you think of Carl Amon's goal late in that first quarter? If that was played at Adelaide Oval at a packed house, that would have brought the house down, I thought.
Yeah.
Two pieces of game, finishing one.
Yeah, he's kicked some pretty good goals this year, Carl. Obviously he's had an outstanding season, and we hope it continues. But yeah, it was a pretty special goal, and he's had that ability all season to be able to kick good goals and big goals when we need them.
Your top forwards, Ken, how much of a strength do you think that can be between now and in finals, with different players standing up on different days to be the player that kicks that bag, as Charlie did tonight and Mitch did last week?
Yeah, I think it's really important that you have multiple options. I know we go to Charlie a lot when it becomes a contest, but it's nice to have the other players out there. And tonight I think we had Laddams and Marshall managed to hit the scoreboard themselves. Charlie hit the scoreboard. Mitch, didn't have the night that he would like from a scoreboard point of view, but that's what happens. You take your turn, and if you've got multiple options, it's really hard for the oppo to defend. And I think that's going to be a key part of our team going forward, and not just for this year, but for future years as well. So I think it's exciting for us. We've still got to make it work collectively more consistently.
You also highlighted, I guess, Ollie's role in the midfield and Willem stepping up. Does it show you that you're going well as a team when you've got that unpredictability about who's going to play the big game for you from any week to week?
I think what it shows is each player in the team's prepared to do whatever they need to for the team, and I think when you get team first attitude, you obviously get some success, and we've obviously managed to do that this year through most part of the season. We've had our 13th win, and we sit equal second on the ladder tonight. You have to do those things as a team, otherwise you're not capable of finishing that high up on the ladder. And we know there's plenty more to be done, but I'm really pleased that this team share the roles all the time.
And the return of the young trio, how pleased are you to get some game time into them towards the end of the season?
Yeah, I think that's critical for us. I think whatever we've done tonight and whatever those three have done tonight, they'll all do more between now and the end of the season, and that's exciting for us. But we knew that game time was going to be important, and then we've put them in now, and it just happened to work that we put them in on the same night. Connor hasn't had as many problems as the other two, but the other two boys have had really big challenges this year, and that again is going to create some opportunity for us to improve. We have Orazio, Fantasia, and we have Robbie Gray to come back in the next 2 weeks, so that will also create more pressure for a performance, good for our team and good for our balance.
Just on those two coming back, you obviously played the four tools up front tonight. You've got Fantasia and Gray to come back. Do you know what your best forward line looks like at this stage? Are you likely to go with the four tools from here, do you think?
No, I think it'll be what we need at the time we need. If we can make it work, we don't mind having some tools in our front half, and we, particularly when you've got Laddams as a ruck back up for us with Lysa, and you never know how far away you are. As is clear, we've had plenty of injuries this year, so we're not sure, but we'll take the availability and then we'll figure out the mixture of that, and we'll work with it and we'll get a result that we need each week.
Before it was obviously spoken about Will and Drew's game, but it did feel a little bit like with some of your other guys down that it was some of your more lesser lights or unsung heroes that helped get you the win. Marshall, I thought, was really important early in terms of his composure and craft with the ball, and even Riley Bonner with a couple of key possessions, critical moments for him. Did it feel like that for you, that some of those other types were in the game a little bit more, your lesser profiled guys?
Yeah, I think, and that was one of the early questions. It's a team, and the team needs to do whatever the team does collectively, but sometimes it's different individuals that'll play at different levels each week. And for us, and like the other absolute top teams in the competition, if you need to have a really deep squad, and we certainly believe we've got that, and we've managed to do what we've done so far with that squad depth, and we've got to a position we have. But yeah, on any night, you're never sure who it is that's going to play. I mean, Mitch Georgiou's a great example. Mitch had a great week last week, and this week it was like it went missing. But that he's a young player, you kind of expect it. But it can happen to any player at this level. No one's given a pass that says you're going to play well every week. You just got to keep working away, and hopefully by the end of the night, the 23 that you put out collectively do more than the opposition. And tonight we're able to do that.
Sorry, I'm interested in Marshall as well. I'm not sure if you're aware or not, but he seems to be a little bit of a whipping boy for some Port supporters, and yet I know how critical he is in terms of his contribution and how valued he is internally because of his craft and how the way he complements those other guys. Can you just talk to him for a moment about, I guess, the value he plays? And I guess it came out tonight, I thought.
Yeah, I think you should say that. I think you should put that comment out there, because I have total belief in Todd Marshall as a footballer, and the team does too. And as I said, he plays in one of the hardest positions on the ground, and he's a tall forward who's always put under an unfair pressure in my view. And Charlie is our key forward, and the team kicks it to him a lot. Todd plays a role that's so valuable to us as a football club, and we love that. And yes, we'd like Todd to play outstandingly well every week, but we know that's not the case, and we value what he brings to the team. But you said it, I believe it. Clearly, we pick him every week, so I'll just let you go to work and write that in print.
Are you aware though of some of the fact that he is held in that regard externally for whatever reason?
Opinions don't worry me, but they're allowed to be had. I have belief in the players, and Todd is one of those players I have great belief in. I don't mind what anyone else's opinion is. Whether they're educated or uneducated in their opinion is not up for me to determine. I'm the coach of the footy club, and I'll protect the players who need, not protect the players, I'll reward the players who reward us as a team, and Todd does that more often than not.